I am in the Jesus thing, and the Jesus thing in me. Of any other life I'm not convinced, because I'm totally completing. Me live the Christ and the one. Me live the Christ and go where? Forever stay right.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tabula Tori and this is the Tori Standard. So today's video I'll be talking all about how to be your authentic self. I know we've heard this phrase about 1,000 times, but what does it really mean to be yourself and be true to who you are? If you're interested, stick around, and if you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you get an alert every time I upload a new video. Now let's get started. Being yourself means to accept yourself for who you are 1000%, with your flaws, all your quirks, all your idiosyncrasies, everything that makes you you. It also means to love yourself regardless of what anybody else has to say, and to respect yourself above everything else. In a world where the pressure is so immense to be a certain way and look a certain way, it is almost impossible to be yourself in the fear of being called different or weird. But sometimes weird is good. In the Bible, it talks about being set apart. Why? Because you will never be able to influence the world if you try to be exactly like it. Nobody ever made a difference by being like everybody else. When you think about trends start with a different idea. Most successful companies become successful because they offer a service that has never been offered before. So being different and being unique is actually a really good thing. In a perfect world, everyone would live happily in the acceptance of their true selves, regardless of race, religion, ethnicity, height, size, the color of their eyes, the texture of their hair, or the color of their skin. Not being afraid to be themselves. But I guess it's fair to say that this is not a perfect world. And the pressures of society and the internet, etc., have greatly influenced a lot of persons' self-esteem and acceptance of self. Being yourself is all about learning how to live authentically rather than forcing it or faking it. Here are 10 ways to learn how to live happily being yourself. 1. Don't worry so much about what everyone else has to say. While in fashion, we learn that how we dress speaks volumes about who you are, and that is determinant on others' opinions of you, and how you dress gives off a different message, etc., etc. It is important to bear that in mind and to keep others' opinions in mind at times, but that should not be your primary focus in life. 2. Don't aim to please others. Let's talk about parents. Now, we love them. They brought us into this world. They nurtured us from baby stage to adulthood. And we want to please them, and we want to make sure that we make them very proud in whatever we do. But at a certain point, you have to ask yourself, is whatever you're doing to just please your parents, is it making you happy? Then they're your friends. You love them so much, like they're the persons that know you inside out, maybe even more than your parents. You've gone to school with them, you've been to university with them, and they remain a really, really large part of your life. But you have to remember that they'll love you regardless. So you should not always want to do what they want you to do to fit in with the crowd or get their approval, but do what makes you happy. Recognize there's a problem when you're never doing what you truly want to do, but always doing what everybody else wants you to do. 3. Learn more about yourself. Ask yourself the question, who am I really? What makes me the person I am? Like, what makes me tick? What excites me? The more you learn about yourself, the more comfortable you are with yourself. And you'll realize that it's easier for you to make decisions because you know, this is what I like, this is what will make me happy, this is what excites me, and this is something that I should do. And in that way, you keep practicing the things you love, which brings me to another point. Do the things that make you happy. What's your thing? Everybody has a thing. Everybody has a hobby or something they're passionate about. For me, it's dance, it's fashion. For you, it might be singing, it might be interacting with others, it might be hiking, drawing, sketching, painting, whatever it is. Find a pastime that you're passionate about, something that you would like to do, and invest your time in doing that thing or perfecting that skill or hobby. Doing what you love can make you a much happier individual. That's why they tell you, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. And it's true. I know most of us at my age, we probably aren't in the profession that we want to be in. And sometimes it's pretty hard for you to wake up in the mornings and go to work because, you know, you have to be there. I mean, we gotta make that money, but is it really what you love? Is it something that you really see yourself doing for the next 15, 20 years, 30 years down the line? Do you see yourself retiring in the job or in the position that you're in right now? Well, if the answer to that question is no, then we need to go back to that drawing board, figure out what you love and what you want to do, and then make small steps to achieving it. I did. We have the Tory standard. 5. Appreciate who you are and embrace vulnerability. Everybody has some weirdness to them. Everybody has insecurities. Everybody has something about them that they're not 100% comfortable with, or something that maybe needs a little bit of work. Everybody has those. And the things we call weird about ourselves are usually the things that persons see as unique. So we should embrace that and let it out. Let it flourish and see what it can become. Remember, weird is good. When you begin to embrace these things about yourself, you'll realize that if somebody has something negative to say about it, it doesn't bother you as much because you have already come to terms with the things that make you or may seem weird or unique about yourself, and you embraced it. And as you keep embracing it, it's no longer an insecurity. It's just that little thing that you have in your back pocket. 6. Be confident. I did 2 long videos on that, and it's not enough to stress the importance of what confidence is and what it does for a person's self-esteem, what it does for a person's life in the long run. Confidence is everything. When you stop doubting yourself and comparing yourself and putting yourself down, that is when the magic happens. And you realize when you're more confident, you take more risks. And the question, what if I had, is less and less prone to occur because you take the chances that you want to take because you're confident that you have what it takes to be successful and to accomplish the goals that you set out to accomplish. 7. Stop being negative. I said this before 1,000 times on this channel. Stop being negative. It's something I had to learn myself, and it wasn't easy, but it is possible. Wait a second. How do you look at this glass? Is it half full or half empty? And how do you look at the glasses in your life? Are they always half empty or half full? Change the way you think about things in your life. Change your perspective about the things in your life. And if the glasses in your life are always half empty, then you have a problem. Think about it. Half empty is better than all empty. At least there is some water in here to quench my thirst if I do get thirsty. It may not be enough, but at least it's enough to keep me going until I can find the other half of the glass. Cultivate a spirit of positivity, and you'll notice the more positive you are, the more positivity you attract. 8. Forgive yourself and choose your attitude in adversity. While we celebrate the wins in our lives, we must also accept the losses and the failures. And we should learn to see failures as lessons. Nobody's perfect, so we all make mistakes. There's a saying, you win some, you lose some. And when you lose some, what do? Do you just throw in the towel and give up and not ever try again? No, you have to go again. You have to keep trying. You sit down, you take stock of the situation. Assess yourself in the situation where you suffered a loss. What did you do that you should have done or could have done better? And use that as a stepping stone going forward. You'll see that you won't make the same mistake again. And that is how you grow as a person. And before you can move on, you need to offer that forgiveness to yourself. We focus on forgiving everybody else, but do you really forgive your own self? Sometimes it's important to sit down and think about the things we say to ourselves when we make those mistakes. Do you hit your head and say, oh, I'm stupid and I can't get anything right? And see, you go there again with the negativity. We all do it, but let's learn today. Let's all learn today to forgive ourselves. We're not perfect. Nobody is. But we will make mistakes. And when that happens, we just have to pick up and go again. Which basically sums up the other point. Learn from your mistakes. You can teach yourself a lot about yourself when you make a mistake. You learn your strengths and your weaknesses. What went wrong and why. And when that happens, you learn and just move on. And finally, strive for what you want to accomplish. We all have goals, dreams, and aspirations. But at some point, we need to wake up from those dreams and work to make them your reality. We always hear quotes like, aim high, dream big, you can be whatever you want to be. The sky is the limit. But do we really believe that for ourselves? Or do we just think that this is where I can go and no further? God has so much in store for you. So much planned that you can't even dream, you can't even fathom. So why do we put him in this cute little box and just say, okay, God, all I'll be is a supervisor and maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get the manager position. Oh no, that is not how we should be. That's not how it should be. It took me time to get out of that mindset. I always say I want to live a great, big, fabulous life. I always have these larger than life expectations. But when you think about the road to getting there, it's not going to happen overnight. And boy, oh boy, that was a lesson learned for me. It's not going to happen overnight. But as you continue to grow, as you continue to make those mistakes, learn from them, move on, forgive yourself, and work every day, day in, day and night with the Father's help, you're gonna get there. Step by step, you're going to get there. Thank you, beautiful people, for joining me today on the Tory Standard. And remember to always be your beautiful self. Thank you for joining me today on the Tory Standard. That's it for this video. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for joining me on the Tory Standard. Oh, before I forget, I need to give a big shout out to the guys at Mobile Genie Electronics on the Essequibo Coast. My phone crashed on Thursday last, and I thought that would have been the end of me doing videos, because I do record my videos on my iPhone, and I lost all of my data, everything, and the phone was just not coming on. And these guys worked all weekend. On his birthday, he sacrificed time to actually get my phone fixed in time for me to leave the coast and come back to Georgetown. So thanks, Jonathan. Thanks, Mobile Genie. If you guys have any issues, I strongly recommend you check them out. Great service and pretty affordable as well. Remember, you're loved, you're blessed, you're great, you are enough, and you are created to do exploits. See you next time.